Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Blunt Talk Podcast. Hey everybody, it's been a long 2 months, okay? Sidebar, excuse how I look. I know my bun is all crazy and I look pretty regular, schmegula, but one, this is me recording off of working a double. I work today 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay? Very productive day, but today is a day that I stopped not doing. Okay? Before I dive into the topics and start yapping y'all ears off, I do want to give a huge shout out to the Block 105 family from the radio. Hey y'all, if you guys are driving, I hope you guys are taking your time. Do not speed. Matter of fact, it's time to take your foot off the gas a little bit and enjoy this ride, because you guys got me for about an hour. Well, depending on how long this episode goes. But yeah, so like I said, it has been a long 2 months, okay? But I'm here to say it's about to get real. I'm back in my philosophical bag and I'm ready to yap, okay? Before we dive into the topics, there has been a quote that I have been living with. Now, I'm no longer doing per se the quotes of the days or quotes of the months or whatever. But there was a quote that I literally heard on TikTok from an older lady, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me so bad. And I want to share it with y'all. And it's nothing too crazy, but it holds a lot of meaning. All right. So the quote that I want to share with y'all is, "You are the thermostat and not the thermometer." Now, during my away time, when I heard this quote, it was everything I needed at that moment. Like, I needed to hear that quote because I was definitely very reactive and I was definitely acting like a thermostat, aka allowing people to dictate my temperature versus being the thermometer and setting the temp. So one thing that I have been doing since I heard this quote is I have really been trying to be peaceful. Like, I realize that there's really some things are just really out of my control, and I cannot get mad at that. I can't get mad at how people choose to be. I can only be me, because I am the thermometer, not the thermostat. Now, I'm blunt, and I get right into the shit, and I don't beat around the bush. So I know this is an episode back after 2 months, but this is something that I have been thinking about even saying. Like, I didn't know if I even wanted to talk about it with y'all, but I'm Blunt Talk Podcast, and y'all know I barely give a fuck. Okay, so we're gonna go into the what's on your timeline. I've had 2 months, 2 months to doom scroll, 2 months to enjoy social media, if that's even what it is anymore, because I don't necessarily think that I'm enjoying it anymore. But yes, I was there and I was scrolling and I was listening and I was snooping and I was being nosy. And there was a trend that popped up recently on TikTok that I genuinely don't know why is a trend. And it quite literally freaks me out. Now, this might sound a little insensitive and it's kind of crazy that I'm starting out this way. But again, I'm Blunt Talk Podcast. I gave no fucks. So with that being said, that TikTok challenge thing going on where it's like it's a series of pictures, it's a slideshow, but it's a series of pictures, and it's a picture of somebody and it's a picture of the actual person that page it is, and then it's a picture of the person that they're talking to. Well, that TikTok challenge is extremely depressing. It's people putting up pictures of their deceased loved ones and they're acting like they're having a conversation. Now, although I see what could be the beauty in it, it quite literally freaks me out because this is how my demented ass thinks. What if them people will not even say that? Like, I hate to be like, I hate to be like this, but like, one, like I just said, what if the person wouldn't even say that? Two, what if you and the person wouldn't even be cool? Like, there's a lot of times that I would see this challenge and people are talking about how the baby daddy and them are on the bad terms, but they miss them and all that extra shit. And I'm just like, so who's even say that y'all would even be like doing all this? Not saying you can't miss your loved one, right? But another thing is like, how is your brain constructed to have like a fake conversation with someone who is deceased? That's fucking weird. Like, I have never been the type, and y'all, this may sound insensitive. I don't give a fuck. My mom died. Like, please. Okay. And I have never did those challenges where my mom is running up the stairs with wings. Never did that challenge where I'm literally taking pictures of my mom and acting like I'm talking to her. Like, that's a bit psychotic to me. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I honestly don't feel like that helps with the healing process, because you essentially are dreaming, fantasizing, romanticizing what could have been instead of accepting what it is. And like, unfortunately, when people are gone, we don't have conversations with them. What the freak? But like, I had to come on here and share that with y'all because it literally quite literally freaks me the fuck out. And like, I would show y'all like one, but I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. And it has this sad ass song in the background. Like I said, don't get me wrong. Although it creeps me out, my stupid slow ass definitely be crying because I am very emotional. Okay. Now that that's out the way, man, it feels so good to get that off my chest. It feels so good to get that off my chest because I have been holding that in for months. Whenever that challenge started is whenever I started to hold that in, because what I used to literally scroll and be like, what the freak is this? Like, what is even happening right now? Okay. Now, another thing that I absolutely positively wanted to talk about is a part of our smoke and speculation. And I was literally battling whether like I should do this smoke or speculation. Y'all gonna hear I've been battling a lot. Okay, because I literally have been battling with what I wanted to discuss with y'all, yap with y'all, talk about with y'all. Like, I literally have no idea where I was going this episode. So there was something that came out recently, right? It's a smoke and speculation, so we're going to get into the conspiracy bag. I know I said I'm going to get in my philosophical bag with y'all, but the first bag that we are going to take our things out of is the conspiracy bag. Because, baby, as I said, I was doom scrolling. I had enough time to look at social media and see all the shit that was going on. So, for the smoke and speculation, we're going to literally talk about those flavored hennies. Like, I can't take it. For those of y'all who don't know, there is now flavored henny. It's iced tea, berry, and hennerita that they dropped. Why, when they dropped this, I immediately thought about don't clone Tyrone, or they clone Tyrone, or whatever. Yeah, I think it's they clone Tyrone. I literally started thinking about that movie, and I also started to literally thinking about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And I know you guys are like, why the fuck are you thinking about the Popeyes chicken sandwich? And I'm going to tell you. First of all, everybody knows that my people love Henny. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, especially with how this summer is feeling. I'm hearing a lot of it's going to be like a 2016 summer. We outside, gang. I'm hearing a lot of that. So I feel like it's the CIA. Keep up. So Black people love Henny. They drop Henny flavors while their world is going to shit. I feel like it's another distraction. It brought me back to the experiment, because I definitely do think it was an experiment, of the Popeyes chicken sandwich, where people were literally fighting. There was long lines. It was absolutely mayhem over a chicken sandwich, right? And I think it's a distraction for the bigger picture. Now, the distraction that I think it is for is because there's a plethora of shit that's going on in the world, but we're just going to pick up, I don't know, maybe two things that happened recently. While we are all sipping on the Kool-Aid, I'm having a feeling that it's a distraction for, I don't know, maybe the market manipulation that has been going on. My people barely, or from what I understand and from what I see, especially from within my age bracket, my people are barely paying attention to the stock market. Like, yes, we have our traders, and yes, we have people that have stocks and whatever, but I don't feel like we're really paying attention to what's going on. And I, for one, know that I am off of X, because once that man bought X, formerly known as Twitter, the energy of it shifted for me. So I just have not been on there. But people are not paying attention. I came across my desk that our president has been investing in stocks and then shouting those stocks out whenever he goes on an interview. Is that enough that we already are being censored? So we're not receiving a lot of the news that we should. So I feel like it's a distraction for that, because people don't even understand like the severity of like what is going on, especially if you didn't really pass or pay attention in economics as well as history, because these are things that we learned in history that the president should not do. It's like essentially a conflict of interest. And then another thing that I think that they are distracting us from, and this is no funny shit, is how, to my knowledge, this is what I've seen, what I've been hearing. I didn't dig too deep into it, but I did touch base on just a little bit. But how they are now, like, they already have been cutting the gas. Like, we already established that. Like, it don't smell like gas no more at the gas pumps. The gas ain't lasting. So they're going to continue to cut the gas. I believe the figure that they said was 15%. They're going to put 15% of ethanol in our gas. And all we are worried about is the flavored Hennies, and the liquor store got them because they're sold out of our regular liquor store. I feel like it's also a distraction to just reality, because we are not in a good space as a country. And I feel like it's just another thing to add on to us that will distract us. Now, I'm not saying distractions are not needed, because I quite literally have fatigue. Every time I'm turning on or doom scrolling or just looking at something, I am constantly getting information that could be depressing. I was looking at a comment yesterday, and they made a very good point, and they stated that they cannot believe that there is not any mass suicides, just because of how things are. Like, we can barely, buy the bare necessities. You got tissue going up, you have gas going up, you definitely have groceries going up. It just seems like sometimes life is just unaffordable. And I just feel like they came up with the Henny at the right time to distract us, especially with it about to be summer, especially with us still very much so at war, especially with them doing the fucking maps. Like, it's just a lot of shit that I feel like could be a distraction. And because we are the new adults, I feel like we're having a hard time navigating it. Because, like, ever since I could remember, I have been getting bad news. And the bad news started when the Twin Towers fell. But that's my spoken speculation. I wonder if you guys feel the same way. Drop in the comments if you guys feel that the Henny, the flavored Henny drinks, is a distraction, or if I'm just thinking too much into it. And send me some of your speculation so that we can chat it up next episode. Okay? Because I am doing a 30-day challenge. You guys heard it here first. I am doing a 30-day challenge. And I'll dive into that more with this next topic. But before I go into this next topic, it is very important for me to preface, we are going back to the basics. For those of you who don't know or have not had the time to visit my YouTube, which is, of course, Blunt Talk Podcast. I used to have a general topic. And along the way of doing this podcast, I genuinely feel like the objective was lost. I don't know if you guys remember or could really just think about, but the last couple episodes have really been based upon social media and based upon hot topics and based upon basically music-y topics. And that's not where we started, okay? So this topic is very important for me. And this segment is very important to me. We're naming her the Blunt Exchange. And it's because we're going to have a real blunt, honest moment. I remember back in the day, not back in the day, but March 2025, when I dropped the rebrand, which is Blunt Talk Podcast. I remember like one of the first topics that we talked about, like loyalty and stuff like that. So what I mean to say that we have a general topic, I literally mean that I pick a general topic and we dive deep into it. And this is when we hop out of our conspiracy bag and we pull out our philosophical purse. Okay. So in the beginning of this episode, I was basically telling you guys, hey, it's been 2 months since you've seen me. I didn't fall off, but to be quite honest, I had nothing to say. And I was definitely in my season of isolation. And I feel like it is very important to talk about that season of isolation because a lot of us go through the season of isolation and we sometimes may mistake it for our social battery meter is down, or we can associate the season of isolation with depression. Season of depression, some will say, we'll just put some heavy words attached to it. And during my time, I can honestly say I was not depressed. I didn't feel unmotivated. But one thing I will say is I genuinely had nothing to say. Like I didn't even know where to begin. During the season of isolation, I felt like I have lost the plot of what Blunt Talk Podcast was supposed to be. I was getting so excited with these interviews with these amazing artists that I was getting that I lost the plot of what I wanted my message to be and what I wanted our conversation to look like. And so as I was scripting, because as you guys know, I have OCD and I script everything, I really came across and sat with something. And it was this topic of season of isolation. I felt a shift 2 months ago. If you guys did not know, my birthday is the day. Nope, my birthday is the day after. Wait, let me backtrack. My birthday is the day before this drop. So this will be dropping May 29th. My birthday is May 28th. And in this shift of me shedding my old skin and building my new skin for this chapter that I'm embarking on, I didn't know. I felt lost. I felt like I was trying to appease the masses. I feel like I was trying to talk about things that I feel like would get a lot more attention. I felt like sometimes me being too philosophical could be a little bit much. And so I was trying to navigate the balance of it. And I had to go back to the basics, to the formula that worked. And it's not even that the formula worked. It's the simple fact that when I started Blunt Talk Podcast, I genuinely wanted to have a conversation. We all are on our phone, always doom scrolling, always looking at social media, always having these thoughts. And I wanted to start this podcast to talk about things that we don't really talk about or we don't really post about. And so during this season of isolation, what I was doing was I quite literally was working. As you guys know, I have a 9-to-5. My 9-to-5 funds my passion, which is Blunt Talk Podcast. I also have a family. So I was working my 9-to-5. I was taking care of my 2 little ones. My 2 little ones are actually in sports. So my son, he plays soccer. My daughter is gymnastics. And so, yeah, I was literally just playing my game, which was Enzoy. And I was playing Animal Crossing, and I would just doom scroll and scroll and scroll. And I realized a couple weeks ago, I was like, I have to get out of this. Whatever this is, I need to get out of this. This is not what I want to do anymore. I feel like I'm losing, not losing myself, but I feel like I'm losing the motivation to do my passion. I feel like I was becoming too content with not doing anything. I know sometimes it's good to be lazy, especially when you do so much. But at a certain point as a creative, it does nothing good for you to do nothing, because up here is doing everything constantly, 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 constantly. So with the decision of having to pull myself out of this season of isolation, I literally decided to journal again. I went to a woman in media conference. That was maybe May 15th. I drove out to Roxbury, Massachusetts, which is, near the Boston area. And I sat with was it four or five? No, I sat with four other amazing creatives. I've sat with directors. I sat with artists. I sat with other podcasters. Collab coming soon. Stay tuned for that. But hearing these women talk about their passion, as well as hearing the interviewer talk to me and her tell me her perception of what she saw that I was doing, was very refreshing and lit a candle underneath my ass. Now, I want to go back to journaling. I didn't just do one singular journal. I'm noticing that in this season, I need many journals, right? I did a budgeting journal. I did my 2026 planner from May to December. I did my, I did budgeting. I did my 2006 planner. I did my Blunt Talk podcast brain dump journal. I did my mental health journal. And today I just completed my book log journal. Now I know y'all are like, book log. Absolutely, yes. I am trying to find healthier habits. You know, social media is very repetitive. I have been feeling like social media can be considered and is considered to some brain rot. And I realized that I really want to stay away from my phone. Like, I don't want to be on my phone as much. I really want to be able to have hobbies outside of what my phone can do. Back in the day, we used to be outside coloring, reading. I literally had a library in my room, doing different things, really enjoying each other's company, and really connecting with people on a different level. And, with this season that I am starting in 2 days, and with this skin that I am shedding, I genuinely just want to get back to the basics in all aspects of life. And so my book log, I created it so that it's like my own digital library, where I have a library card. Well, I actually have a library card, but in my journal, I have my library sign-in sheet. I have my digital blank book bind, where I can color in the book bindings and put the name of the title of the book when that is done. I also have my book review and my book log. I know that might seem repetitive for you all, but I'm trying to get into the habit of certain things, healthier habits at that. I definitely need a change. I noticed that even with this and you guys, I get so consistent, and then I get in this season of isolation where all I want to do is be on electronics, and that is just not healthy. Now, I did want to touch upon what I talked about in the beginning. When we associate heavy words with the season of isolation, I need us to think about a couple of things. And this is what helps me as well. Is I was like, okay, like I'm not depressed, right? I'm not feeling sad. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I'm not feeling like I don't want to get out of bed. I'm genuinely just feeling like I just want to do what I want to do. This season of isolation also caused me to pull back in some of my relationships. It's not like I don't love you guys. It's just, I just don't want to talk. If I don't want to talk to my Blunt Talk podcast and the Block 105 radio family, what the fuck makes you think I want to talk to you? Like, I literally have nothing to say. I felt like my throat chakra was closed for a little bit to reset. Instead of feeling like down. Like, you all know the feeling of depression. Well, I hope you guys don't know, but if you guys ever came across that feeling, you guys know what I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to paint a picture of darkness. I didn't feel dark. I still felt light, but I just felt like I needed a moment. And during your season of isolation, if you guys ever experienced that, I really want you guys to think about what it is that you are truly feeling. And I feel like we need to go back to using the words for what they are in the dictionary. I feel like a lot of us hear these keywords that they're saying on social media. A hot one before was narcissist. The last one was demure. Like, we're using these hot words as if they're new words instead of using a word that literally paints our picture of how we are feeling and what we are feeling. And that's what I really took the time to do. And so during your season of isolation, like I said, I just really want you guys to figure it out, what it is that you feel. If it is depression, then seek the help that you need then seek the help you need. Or if it is genuinely unmotivation, think about things that you could do to get you motivated. I am a writer, so I had to start writing in I hate saying this word, compartmentalizing what it exactly is, the what's of it all. Now, I'm not going to lie. During the season of isolation, I did watch some amazing things. I watched Nemesis. I watched The Boys. The Boys season 5 ended. Cannot believe it. But I watched that and I finished that. I watched Funny AF, which was a Kevin Hart show. That's just a few to name. A few to name. But it was very important that I talked about this because there's going to be, for the next couple episodes, I have something up my sleeve where we are really going to be diving into what this was supposed to be. I felt like it was a great moment to talk about the season of isolation, seeing as I'm coming up out of my isolation. I do want to say as well, if any of you want to start journaling, don't know where to begin to journal, if you guys are iPad girlies or boys, I definitely say reach out to me. I have an open door DM policy, so please follow me at _BluntTalkPodcast. And let's start a conversation. If you would like to journal and you want to create a journal, I will definitely let you know the apps that I use to do so. Because I don't like just journal. Like, I have prompts that I do, and I have a whole layout. So if you guys want to see the layout, comment below and I will start dropping content of my journaling layout. Also, if you guys want help to create your own journal through your iPad, that way you can have many different journals, hit me up. Again, at _BluntTalkPodcast, and I will let you know, and I will not gatekeep. Or if you're looking for any type of assistance with creating a journal, I can create a journal for you. Again, just DM me and we can get shit popping because I want us all to be out of the season of isolation. I want us all to thrive in everything that we want to do. I am so tired of Mercury being in his lemonade braids. I am so tired of the energies draining me. And I am most importantly so tired of making excuses. One saying that I used to hate that people just say is we all have the same 24 hours. And I used to hate that saying so bad because I was like, bitch, duh, nigga, we all got the same 24 hours. Fuck, how many hours you thought I thought? Like, I knew it was 24 hours, but it's so real. We all have the same 24 hours. Like, one thing that I'm really starting to maximize is, all right, if I'm on these people clock until whatever time it is, like my usual schedule is 9 to 5:30. If I'm usually working 9 to 5:30, between that time, I need to at least do my morning journal. I need to at least do 2 topics for Blunt Talk Podcast. And I need to at least read a chapter. Like, I'm setting goals for myself because I think it's very important to set goals and watch you cross them out so you feel like you are accomplishing something. Because when you're just going off of blind faith, shit gets crazy. Your mind gets crazy and it can lead to it being dark. Not always, but it can. But yeah, I'm happy to take a breath of fresh air and be out of this season of isolation to help me further motivate myself. As I stated in the beginning of this topic, I was talking about doing a 30-day challenge. I am going to ask you guys to hold me accountable, as well as I'm going to hold myself accountable. But I'm going to do a 30-day challenge where from the day that I'm recording, which is May 26th, until June 26th, I need to post consistently. I need to drop every Friday for you guys with new hot topics, especially since we are back to the basics. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this little interlude. Wish me a happy birthday. Follow me on the Blunt Talk Podcast. Wish me a happy birthday. My birthday is May 28th. Tap in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment on my Instagram. And don't forget to DM me. I would love to hear what you guys want to hear me talk about. Like I said, we back in our philosophical bag. Okay? We can low-key be in our messy bag sometimes, but for right now, we're back in our philosophical bag and we talking sense to these bitches. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Blunt Talk Podcast. We had the What's on Your Timeline, where we talked about that treacherous TikTok challenge. Don't judge me. Don't judge me because we a family and we don't judge. We talked about my crazy smoking speculation. Tell me if I'm onto something. Don't ignore me. Tell me if I'm onto something because the government be playing. And then we had our first ever blunt exchange. And what I need to tell you, I feel a weight off of my shoulder. I feel a weight off of my shoulder. Now that I'm done yapping with y'all, I'm about to go roll up and go to bed. Good night. See y'all next time. Bye.